Ah, there it is. Hey there, YouTube, it's Liquiful. Today I'm doing a tutorial to show you how you can take your poll results from Twitch and send them to your Discord server automatically using Streamer.bot. Okay, so before we get started, streaming tech is brand new territory for my content. So if this video helps you at all, please make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. That will let me know that I should be focusing on these types of video tutorials moving forward. And with that out of the way, let's roll up our sleeves and get started. All right, this tutorial is directed at Twitch streamers. So if you're watching this, I'm going to assume you have a channel that you've already been streaming to. At the time of recording this, Twitch has only allowed the polls feature to affiliates and partners. So it'd be worth it to go ahead and go into your chat if you're unsure, try typing /poll and then just verifying that you're able to run polls on your channel because that is required for making this work. The only other online account you have to worry about is Discord. So if you don't already have an existing Discord server, just create a new one. There's plenty of tutorials about how to do that. And then the programs that you're going to want to download and install are going to be 1 OBS and 2 Streamer.bot. Now, the important thing about OBS, if you're already using it, is that you want to get a version that is at least version 28 or greater to make sure that it has the correct WebSocket plugin already installed. If you have an older version of OBS and you want to see how to make that work without having to upgrade and breaking things that you already have, I'm going to include an additional link to the Streamer.bot documentation that tells you how to set that up, but I'm not going to go over that in this tutorial. But yeah, OBS, Streamer.bot, two things, two links. Look in the description, download them, install them, and then we can get to the good stuff. All right, now we can set up OBS to 1, capture our Twitch polls, and 2, actually interact with Streamer.bot. Now, if you need more of a tutorial on how to actually use OBS to stream, again, I will point you to other tutorials that'll be a lot longer than this video, so we don't have time to go over that. But hopefully, if you're once you're comfortable with OBS, bookmark this video, come back, and I'll show you how to take your OBS experience to the next level. All right, so capturing the polls. So go ahead and open up OBS and create a new scene or go to one that you've already created that you're using for your stream. In my case, I made one called YouTube that just has the current display capture that I'm showing you guys and the camera that I was using earlier in the video. I'm going to go ahead and go to right-click Add, and this is a browser source, and I'm going to call it Polls here. I'm going to hit OK for now and just scoot this underneath my display capture. You don't have to worry about this, but this is just so that you guys can continue to see the menus that I'm clicking on here. So the properties here for polls. So this URL actually needs to be a specific URL that Twitch gives you for your channel. So in my case, my Twitch channel is Liquiful, and I'll put this in the description, but the URL is twitch.tv/popout/your username/poll. And as for the width and height here, you can play around with these values. They don't have to be exact. It's just based on the way that the images look when you do different polls. The width and height do matter for how many choices you give in your poll, but I wouldn't worry about that too much. Right now, my values are going to be 450 by 325, and I found that these pretty much capture, even if you do the max of like 5 options in your poll, it will still capture it fine. Leave everything else the same and hit OK. Then from here, we can actually see what the poll looks like. So in my case, I'm going to move my poll back up to the top so that it actually displays. And then over in your chat, you can actually start a poll using /poll. This brings up a dialog for you where you can ask a question. Should I like this video? And you can give some number of responses. Yes, no, maybe. And just set the duration. I don't know what the default is. Just set the duration to 1 minute so that it goes away quickly for you, and then start the poll. And then from here, you can put the answer of your choice, and then it will update here. So you don't actually have to have chat actively doing this. You can actually see it as it's happening. And then if we look at our poll source, and in my case, maybe I need to refresh it, we should be able to actually see the poll. There it is. I'll make it bigger. You can actually see the poll showing up on your channel here. and I've got a kind of a funky thing going on because I'm continuously capturing it, but it's kind of like transparent and just shoved over into the corner, but it's there. In this case, you don't have to display this onto your channel if you don't want everyone to see this. You can also either drop it down to the bottom of your sources, or in my case, I have a hidden scene that's at the bottom of my other scenes where you can't ever see this. It's always behind the background. So you don't have to display this to get the archive functionality to work. But yeah, since it's done, we now see that the colors change and it actually shows the results. So I'm going to hide this back here and we're going to keep going. All right, so now that we have a way to capture our polls, we just need a way for Streamer.bot to be able to access those, to screenshot them and send them to Discord. So in order to connect to Streamer.bot, we're going to go in our OBS to our tools menu at the top, look at the OBS WebSocket settings and click on that. So if this is the first time you're clicking on this menu, you might have to click this box to say enable WebSocket server in order to set this up. This is just going to enable connections to your OBS from other programs. And the server settings, I think there'll be a default port, and you're going to want to make sure that authentication is enabled. You'll want this password protected. And if you don't already have a password, you'll probably need to click on this button that says generate password in order to create it. And then once you create that password, you will just need to be able to reference it later. So in order to look at what the password is, you'll need to click this button that says show connect info. Now, don't share that password with anyone. Obviously, I'm not going to click this button to show everyone my password. That it's protected information, but you'll need to be able to click this button later in order to use this password with Streamer.bot and let it connect to your OBS. But that's all you need for now. So you can, once this is all set up, you can hit OK. All right, and that's actually all that we need from OBS for now. So we're going to move on to Discord. So go ahead and go to your Discord server and create a new channel. In this case, I'm going to call mine poll results demo under my stream section. You probably want to leave it as public so that everyone like in your stream community can see your poll results. Would make more sense, but I'm gonna make mine private for now just for the demo. And then you'll just want to set up roles so that whoever can post to it, if you only want this to be these poll results and you don't want other folks posting reactions or anything, you can just set it up where it's like moderator only. If you have some roles set up on your Discord, go ahead and create the channel. And then from here, we're going to want to edit the channel and go down to integrations. So this is how we're actually going to be able to let outside programs send information to the Discord server, like text and images. So we're going to create a webhook here. And so we created this new webhook. You can call it whatever you want. I think the default is always SpideyBot. And it's just for this one channel. And what you're going to want to do is click this button that says copy webhook URL. We're going to actually give this to Streamer.bot and just when we set Streamer.bot up. But that's all we have to do here. If you want to edit your integration, your webhook, you can actually make this have it a special image or have a special name. Just make sure you remember what the name of the bot is and that you have a way to copy this webhook URL, because that's what we're going to use to configure Streamer.bot next. All right, and now that we have OBS and Discord set up, we can move on to Streamer.bot. So if you haven't used it before, Streamer.bot is an amazing tool that lets you connect a lot of different platforms together and make lots of cool like automation happening, like what we're talking about today. But if you have not used it with these different platforms before, we need three things. We need to connect it to our Twitch account. We need to connect it to our OBS on that WebSocket server that we were configuring earlier. And then finally, we need to connect it to Discord so that we can send our images that we're creating over. So first off, with Twitch, we'll need to go over to the Platforms tab, and there's like Twitch and YouTube. You click on the Twitch one. There's several different sections here, but you want to go to your accounts. And if it's your first time, you'll need to press the login button on your broadcaster account, and that will send you in your browser off to Twitch to authenticate and say, yes, Twitch, it's okay that we're using my credentials for this Streamer.bot And then you should be good to go from there. You'll be connected to like the chat and such, so you can use lots of things from Streamer.bot directly with Twitch. We mainly just need it so that we know when our polls happen. So then from there, we need to connect to OBS, which we can go to Stream Apps. And then here you can right click add and create a new connection. And you can just call this like OBS. I think I called mine OBS 1 for this connection. Version, you'll want to go to version 5.x if you're running OBS 28 or greater. So if the WebSocket plugin was already installed in your installation of OBS, then make sure you're on version 5. And then if you're using the default port, that's fine. This password is that one that I showed earlier where you have to click the button to show your connection info, copy the password there and paste it here. And, if you want to, go ahead and auto connect on startup so that every time you're start up Streamer.bot, it connects, and reconnection if you'd like, and then hit OK. So just click those two boxes, password, OK, and then you should have a new connection that shows up here afterwards. I'm going to hit cancel because I already have mine connected. And then we would need to connect to Discord, which we're going to do in the actual action. So let me get to that point. Going to go to our actions tab, and from here we can import. And you're going to need to fill in this import string with the value in the description. It's going to be a long, garbled mess, but that's going to actually be all of the code that we need to make the integration happen. All right, so I copy the import string and paste it in here, and you should see something that says name OBS screenshot archive with author Liquifool. If you do that and you see these two actions down here, then you have imported the right thing. So I'm going to hit import here. And so then we have these two actions here, and actions in Streamer.bot are comprised of sub actions and have triggers. So the main action here is the OBS screenshot archive, and then we just have a secondary action here for Discord that's on its own, but both should get imported when you activate this. So for all actions, in order for them to actually get triggered, they have to be enabled. So just verify that this enabled column here says yes for both of the ones that you imported. And then our trigger here, we can actually enable as well. So I'm right click on the trigger that says Twitch poll completed, and it's turned off by default, but we can go ahead and turn this on. Click enabled. And now since we're connected to Twitch, whenever our poll gets completed, it should trigger this action to do all of the sub actions that we have imported here. All right, so now that we have imported the two actions, we just need to configure them properly in order for these sub actions to work appropriately. So going through these one by one, this is a variable. The orange that you see are just notes. Those are not actually doing anything. But the variable is Discord only. That's the default. If you want to do what this video is showing you, then you can just leave this as Discord only. The other options are save only or both. This just means that if you want to save backups of these images that you're sending to Discord to your own PC, you can hit both. You can use both. Or if you don't want to use Discord at all and you just want to use this utility to save copies to your PC, then you can select save only. But for this tutorial, we're going to leave this as Discord only. But there are a total of 4 variables essentially that we need to update in order for it to work on your own system. So that is going to start with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines down. This says edit your folder in all capital letters. So anytime you see all capital letters that starts with edit your, those are the variables we need to update. So in this case, this value needs to be updated with the path where you want the saves of the screenshots to happen. So this action actually cleans up the images after it's done. So this is just basically a temporary folder. You don't need to pick a hard drive that needs to handle holding a bunch of images or anything like that. You just need to pick anywhere that you're comfortable with images being created and deleted. So I would just make a unique folder, create a new folder in your pictures folder on Windows or something like that, and then put that here. Just put that path here. In my case, it's coming from my C drive. And then this ending that says screenshot time.png, leave that alone. That needs to be updated by the rest of the action. You're just changing this one section that says edit your folder. And then after you've edited that, just click OK. And of course, if that's not on your C drive, if it's on a different drive like D or F, just make sure to update the beginning of the path here as well. Then the next part is the OBS connection piece. The next sub action, OBS take screenshot. We will need to update this with the actual source that we want to take a screenshot of. So in this case, it is the polls source, that web browser source that we showed. And the scene is YouTube. That's a scene I created earlier. So that part is right. File path, we leave alone. Quality, we can leave alone and just hit OK. And so this now has set up our taking a screenshot. Then set argument, background color, you can leave alone. Adding the background to the image, you can leave alone. These two are basically adding a white background to the otherwise transparent browser source so that you can actually read the results more clearly. If these two, so this is the second section of orange. If these two don't work for you, you can actually disable them. So if you don't want to add a background color to your image, you can just disable these two and you can leave the transparency. But in my experience, that didn't produce a good image. So that's why those are there. All right, so we've updated 2 of the 4 things that we need to update. Everything else can stay the same, and we can look at the other action, which was OBS screenshot archive Discord. So this is a separate action that is actually getting called from the other action. But here we just need to go into the last sub action here that says Discord basic webhook. And you'll notice it says edit your bot name and edit your webhook URL. So the bot name is that name that we have called SpideyBot by default, but it can be whatever you named that bot. Just make sure you put the same name here. And then the webhook URL is the one that we copied from Discord. So it might still, if you copied it in the last step, you might still have it to paste here. Just copy paste that webhook URL here. Leave everything else the same and hit OK. All right, but once you've updated all 4 of those things, the folder to where you want the screenshot saved, the OBS scene and source, the name and webhook URL for your Discord, then you've done all 4 things that you need to do. Go ahead and hit save button up at the top of Streamer.bot just to save your progress for when you close it. And now we can test. All right, so I kind of scrunched everything up so that we have kind of a live view of what's happening in Discord when we do this, but we're going to pray to the demo gods and then try a poll and see if everything we set up actually works. So create a new poll. Please, please, please work. Yeah. Nah. Or secret third thing. Start the poll. I'm going to vote for the secret third thing because why not? When this poll finishes, it will actually send a signal to Streamer.bot that the poll is ended. And then at that point, Streamer.bot should take an image, like a screenshot of our poll that we have here in the browser source, and then it should send it here to Discord. So I'm just going to skip the video ahead and we'll see when this is ended what happens here in Discord. Ah, there it is. All right, so it was kind of a slight delay. So we now have the poll is ended. If we just look at the capture itself, we can see that's what it looks like. With the background image blending, we can see that the resultant image, you can actually see the other 2 options. So that's why I mentioned the image blending that you can turn on and off. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the action at work. Now, if you have this up as a public channel, then every time you do voting, do polls in your community on Twitch, your community on Discord can also see it in case they missed the poll or whatnot. And just a really fun application of Streamer.bot that I hope you like. All right, guys, thanks again for checking out the video. If this helped you at all, remember to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, start a poll in the comment section, whatever makes sense for you. But yeah, hope you like this use of Streamer.bot and that it allows you to add some posterity to your Discord from your Twitch streams. All right, until next time, thank you.